Hi, hello. My name is Merrick Barrett, and this is my informative speech on VARK learning styles. So first of all, what is VARK? Well, VARK was a study that was done back in '92 by Neil D. Fleming and Colin E. Mills. It was basically about how your brain prefers to process and synthesize any new information that it receives. So there's 4 styles. There's visual, auditorium, reading and writing, kinesthetic. So let's break it down a little further. So first up is visual. Visual learners best understand any new information that they're receiving through the use of images, maps, and graphic organizers. Things like that. So an example would be you're in geography class and you see a map of Europe and you can see France and Normandy and the Blitzkrieg line, and you're really retaining a lot of the information that's being delivered to you through that. Might be a visual learner. Another one would be you're headed to your 3 o'clock English class, and on the wall you see a poster of Edgar Allan Poe. It's got his name, his date of birth, when he died, perhaps a few works that he's notable for, and then maybe a quote or two, and you really understand that and pick that up, even though it's all surface level. Next time you're in class, somebody asks you, hey, what do you know about Edgar Allan Poe? And you're able to fire off all that information. Might be a visual learner. There's auditorium. They best understand everything through listening and speaking. So this right here, me speaking to you, and if you're able to pick up on this, you might be an auditory learner. But what's interesting, I think, more about it is that you are also, as somebody who is learning something, you pick up on speaking about it because your brain has to take in the information first, and then you have to turn it into a word to project out into the world. And doing that action, you subconsciously understand it more. So if you ever find yourself reading a book and you sometimes say things aloud, that might be that kind of switch turning on to help you understand it better. It's an auditorial thing. And then there's reading and writing. They learn best through words. And while I think previously I said whenever you read something, you read it aloud, you learn it a little bit more. Reading and writing is just, it's all about reading it and writing it, kind of the inverse a little. So say you're in Dr. Murphy's class, and she is giving a lecture on Bismarck of Germany, and you best understand everything that's going on through your notes. Not even necessarily recalling the notes, but just simply the act of doing the notes. That is a very, very big reading and writing style. The other one would be something that maybe wouldn't come off so much as one that would really benefit from reading and writing, and that would be like something like fitness. The act of, say, doing a nutritional log and really understanding the exact makeup of, the macros of a cup of Greek yogurt, really understanding what's in there by simply writing it down in a log all the time whenever you're tracking your fitness gains and things like that, would be a style of reading and writing learning. And lastly, is kinesthetic. That is best learned through the tactile representations of information. That is doing whatever. So blue-collar jobs is one of the big examples I can think of. And while there's a lot of skills within an electrician needs to know before they even get to the job site, there's a lot of things that you just have to pick up by doing. And the people who are naturals, whenever they first see somebody do it and then they do it themselves, that would be indicative of a kinesthetic learner. Same thing with fitness. I can tell you, take weight, lift weight above your head, hold it there for 5 seconds, and then let it down, and repeat until you can't do it anymore. Okay, sure, but what do you really learn from any of that? If you're not a kinesthetic learner, that is. But by doing it or watching somebody else do it, that would help you learn better. That would help you learn more. And so, learning styles can mix and match with one another. Just because you are a visual learner doesn't mean that you can't learn any other way. Of course not. You can learn in every single way. It's just ways that you're better at doing. So I'm personally a visual and kinesthetic learner. I need to see it happen. I need to do it myself. And then after that all occurs is whenever I truly pick something up. And so some things you really can't have that, right? History, I think, is probably one of the bigger ones. I can't reenact moments of history. Well, I guess I can, but I'm not necessarily going to learn better through that. But the aid that's behind the lecturer whenever they're giving the lecture, if they have one, that's how I best learn from that particular style. For me, just doing and seeing, that's how I learn. And you can be anything. You can be a reader who needs to read the information, and then you need to say it as you read it or after you read it, and that's how you best lock it in. That would be indicative of a auditory and reading and writing style learner. So why is this so important? Well, if you learn yours, you can save yourself a lot of time and a lot of things. I think the idea of college is a lot of time sitting in a classroom, listening to a lecture, and then taking notes on it. Sure, and some people are, that is how they learn. They learn based on those notes they take. However, what if you're more of a visual guy, or you're more of an auditorial person, or you need to do something to understand it? Then perhaps next time, if you feel like that you are a visual learner or you're an auditory learner, ask those questions. Regurgitate the information as you're learning it to your professor and try to get some sort of like a dialogue or a conversation going that helps you learn that. And also, I'm not saying don't take notes, right? You probably should take at least some notes to have something to recall back on. But if that's not how you're learning the best, then don't only focus on that within your class. Maybe try to take the PowerPoint, ask and see if you can see the PowerPoint, and you can study off that for your next exam. Things like that. And in the same way, you can use that to help other people. So say you are, you need to tutor somebody, your friend, in something that you're doing, and you're telling them, okay, this is how you do the math problem. It's like this. Whenever you see this number or this sign, then this is what you do. And they're not really getting it. Maybe try out different styles. Maybe they're a kinesthetic learner. Maybe they have to do the problem with you or themselves or alongside you, however, to truly, truly pick up the information. I think if you were to understand your style, figure it out earlier within your academic career or even your professional career or outside of whatever else, I think that can really help you save some time and better understand what you're learning. So, anyways, that's VARK. Thanks for listening to me, and have a great night as I learn how to stop this right here. Goodbye.